What is going on, guys? Corrosive Bullet here, and we just got the brand new update for Dragon Ball Legends, Frieza Force Edition. So we are going to be going over the brand new Captain Ginyu Zenkai, as well as going over a pool-in squad and seeing what their kits are like, and then kind of going over the plethora of events and stuff that are kind of coming out this week. So if you guys would like to see more content like this, because I know I haven't really been uploading Legends content like these breakdown videos in quite a while, let me know down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, and let's dive in. So Captain Ginyu, I'm actually very excited about this particular release, surely because I'm one of those guys that likes niche teams. I really like Ginyu Force. I love playing Ginyu Force when they first came out. Every now and then I'll still play Ginyu Force from time to time, but they have fallen off quite a bit. So seeing this Zenkai Awakening for Ginyu is kind of a breath of fresh air, mainly due to the fact that not only is it the EX Ginyu, and it's going to be a free-to-play Zenkai release, but kind of a hint that at some point we may get Zenkais for the other Ginyu Forces members. So when EX Birder comes around, we're going to have some fun. But anyway, so for me, I'm gonna go off what I have him at. I have him at 14 stars. So 14 stars, 5,000 at base. So 2.64, 256 strike and blast arts, and then 170 and 170 defenses. For a 2-year-old unit, EX unit, his stats are pretty good. So I'm actually a little worried what his stats are going to look like when he's Zenkai'd. Like 171 and 170 base defense, I can't think of another, except maybe Gokuwa after he transforms, where his stats are like this high. Like off the top of my head. Then again, I don't really run a lot of EX units in general, so this couldn't, he could be dangerous. So let's look at his stats after Zenkai. Okay, that's not bad. Very, very minimal change. Very minimal change. You're talking maybe looks like 15 to 20,000, or yeah, like you're maybe talking like 200,000, or not 200,000. Maybe like 2,000 extra, 1,500 extra. That's not too bad. He didn't get that much of a buff, but again, it's not about stats. It's all about where their kits are at. So let's kind of take a look and see here. Oh, these ads are atrocious. So main ability was I like it. Draw the Awakened Arts card. Body change next. Inflict all enemies, allies and enemies with no switching for 10 timer counts. That is now restores ki by 50. And that's all it changed. Okay. That's fine. So arrival of the Elite Force. When this character enters the battlefield, the following effects occur if all 3 battle members are tagged Frieza Force. 35% of damage inflicted for 20 counts, 30% to own ki recovery for 20 counts, and then the following effects also occur if all 3 members are Ginyu Force. -5 to own strike and blast arts. Draw a special arts card next. That is now changed to 45% damage inflicted, 30% to own ki recovery for 20 counts. So up by 10, up by 10. Oh wait, no, the ki recovery didn't change. So the damage inflicted changed to 45. And then on top of that, -5 to own strike arts and blast arts. Yeah, that didn't change. So he's got a 10% buff to damage for Frieza Force, which I mean is still good. 45% damage inflicted for 20 counts is a considerable buff. So considering that he's going to be kind of meant to be run with Frieza Force, since that's the new thing that they are kind of like building with, at least in this update, it's going to be something that is going to pertain to Frieza Force more than anything. So I get it. So reliable captain. Applies the following effects to allied Frieza Force when this character is switched to standby. 15% of damage inflicted, 20 to ki recovery for 15 counts. And then to allied Ginyu Force, 15% of damage inflicted and 15 to critical rate. That has now been changed to 20% damage inflicted, 30% to ki recovery, 20 and 15. So it looks like Ginyu Force didn't change at all. Again, I think it was the Frieza Force that changed. Yep, so he got another 5% here, and then another 10% to ki recovery. Weird how they did this. They didn't change the ki recovery up here, but they changed it down here. And they didn't really change much with the damage down here, but they changed it up here quite a bit. Interesting. Funny how that works out. So yeah. Very minimal buffs to Frieza Force. I mean, these guys are still like good, you know? Like Ginyu Force was never they just got power crept in terms of like kit and stuff. So it's not really it's not like they were ever really bad. They just kind of fell off the bandwagon. They're still fun to use. They're still like vital to use. They're still fun to use, I should say. But yeah. Alright, so at Zenkai 3, rising power level, 10% of damage inflicted for 10 timer counts every time this character uses a Striker Blast Arts card. That's good. That's good. As long as you're using him when he's on the field, he's not bad. A Captain's Pride unlocks that powerful, which is Zenkai 6. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores health by 10% up to 3 times. And then reduces damage received by 20% for 15 timer counts. That's not bad. Okay. His Zenkai abilities... So his Zenkai abilities do enough to really make him viable. Make him himself viable. And then his Zenkai buffs after being Zenkai just buffs Frieza Force. So I think all in all that's a pretty good change to his kit. It's not overpowered. It's not overly done. It's like just enough. So, Milky Cannon deals major explode damage, inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% to ki recovery for 10 counts. That is now 80%. That's a big change. That's a big change. Without ki, you're kind of stuck in limbo. So, having minus ki recovery like this up to 80%, like that's almost 100%, guys. You're not going to be charging your ki for a while. That's not bad. That's actually a pretty big buff there. Fighting Pose. Increase draw arts by 1 for 10, and then 30% to allies ki recovery for 10. That is now 40% to allies ki recovery for 10. Then Body Change. Cancels attribute enemy upgrade on hit. Right? And then that is now plus 80% to awaken damage. Okay, I kind of saw this coming. So very similarly to the new Bojack that came out, it looks like we might start seeing changes to characters that have these Awaken Arts cards. So yeah, I expected this. 80% to awaken damage inflicted for 30 timer counts on top of the actual buffs that he gets too. Like, okay, this is a pretty good Zenkai. I like this. Again, it's nothing. And the Zenkai ability is purple and extreme. Makes sense. So he's going to be you're going to want to run this guy with the new Apul, since Apul is purple. So I'll make sure you guys do that. So yeah. I like what they did with this kit. He's not too broken. They did enough to make him viable again, and I think that's all right. I think that's just fine. So, all right, we're going to go through the Apul units. We're going to try and go through this fast cuz otherwise we're going to be here for like another 30 minutes. So, all these guys we're going to go through each of these guys as they kind of are stacked on DBZ space based on their stats. Supposedly, Ramon here has the highest stats of them all, whereas like Orlin has the worst, if I'm reading it correctly. So let's take a look and see. So, all right, you will be able to get these guys up to 14 stars. So we're going to look at these guys at 14 stars. So 14 stars. All right, so 2.3 health, 230 strike, 241 blast attack, 150 strike defense, 156 blast defense. I mean, decent defenses. Decent defenses for a EX unit. Blast attack is okay. It's a little lackluster, but I mean, it's to be expected for EX units, right? And that is a 14. So, all right. So, main ability, Reckless Charge. 50% of damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Increases own art card draw speed by 1 level for 20 timer counts. 70% to own key recovery for 20 counts. Decent main ability. You got your damage output, which is pretty high, all things considered. You got card draw speed and you got key recovery. Like, can't really complain too much about that. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. This is how main ability is kind of supposed to be. Additional buffs at a push of a button. All right, so engage. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 70% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. So that's, if you do that, and then you pop his main, he's 120%. Reduces damage received by 20% for 15. -5 to blast arts for 15. Alright, standard. Pretty standard. Pride. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed with current character. 3 counts, he gets 30% to crit rate. 6 counts elapsed, restores ki by 30. 9 counts elapsed, 20% to damage inflicted. Effect resets after character switch. Okay. Not bad. Extra 20%. So you're already looking at 140. And then 140 at least for, 10 timer counts, but 5 timer counts. And then applies the following effects to allies when this character is defeated. 50% to damage, blast damage inflicted, can't be canceled. 30% to damage inflicted, tag minion, can't be canceled. So it looks like this guy is supposed to be your damage dealer. Ramon is supposed to be your straight out damage dealer. He is able to do up to 140 damage inflicted within the span of 5 to 10 timer counts, with the main popped. Extra crit rate's good. And then he also does damage buffs to your allies, which isn't too bad. He's got Ramon Beam. Deal major impact damage. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 15% to damage inflicted received for 15 counts. And then his green card, draw a blast arts card next. Restore ki by 40. 20% to blast damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. And he buffs minions and Ginyu Force and Frieza Saga. That's surprising. That's a pretty significant buff for tags. And minion tag is finally here, so we might see some minion teams at play at some point. Who knows? All right, next up is Nibana. Nibana is blue. He is a support type at 14 stars, 2.29 health, 238 strike attack, 224 strike blast attack, 154 and 158 blast defense. Again, defenses are decent. Attack is pretty lackluster. Again, kind of to be expected. Scouting mission is his main. Draw a special arts card next. Restore ally health by 25%. 20% to strike damage inflicted. Again, not a bad main ability. Engage. Applies the following effects to self when he enters the battlefield. 70% to damage inflicted, 15. Reduces damage received by 30% for 15 timer counts. And 50% to key recovery for 15 timer counts. So similar to Ramon. He does 70% of damage inflicted for 15. But instead of, I think it was key recovery, right? No, reduces damage received by 20% and then minus arts cards. So he gets key recovery, and he gets a much better damage reduction on that. So, not bad. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 15% of damage inflicted received for 20 timer counts if a tagged Frieza Force other than this character is a battle member when this character enters the battlefield. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 20% of damage received for 15 counts when he is switched to standby. So, you can, literally, you could use this guy, switch into this guy, do, a little bit of damage here and there, and then immediately switch out, and he's already got, a 35% damage received debuff on your opponent. So that's actually pretty good. The following effects occur when he is defeated. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 40% to damage received. Pretty good. And then 30% to damage inflicted by allied minions. So I'm seeing a theme here. All these units will get damage inflicted when they are brought in. They get some sort of buff or debuff depending on if they're when they switch out, and then they will all buff minions when they're defeated. Kind of seeing a theme here. Nibana shot, major impact damage, reduces enemy ki by 50 on hit. Pretty good, and that's all right. Obviously, it's going to delay your opponent from doing attacks, so that's not a bad thing to have. Scouter, 20% to strike damage inflicted for 20 counts, and then one of the effects occur randomly. Minus 100% to ki recovery to the enemy for 5 counts. Reduces enemy ki by 50, or enemy gets plus 20 to damage received for 20 counts. Okay. Very decent support. And then same thing. Minion, Frieza Force, Frieza Saga, Strike and Blast defense. Whereas Ramon was Strike and Blast attack. Okay. Makes sense. Alright, Rowberry. Actually kind of surprised that a pool's not higher up on the list. So Rowberry, he's red unit. Defense type. His main ability, Frontline Soldier. Restores ally health by 20. 20 to damage inflicted. Reduce next damage sustained by 20. And then this applies until enemy combo is finished. So you want to pop this. Interesting. You want to pop this right as you're about to get pummeled. That's a very unique ability. I don't think there's another main ability out there that is like cognizant of the combo being applied to you and it goes away after it ends. I don't like that. I honestly don't like that at all. But again, I don't think this is one of the guys you're supposed to be like maining either. So, all right. So engage. When he enters the battlefield, 50% to damage inflicted, reduce damage received by 40, and 30% advantage gauge recovery for 10. Again, not a bad ability. Doesn't get as much of a damage inflict buff, but is what it is. And then cover. Just reduces damage received by 20% until combo ends when changing cover. Shortens zone sub count by 10 when enemy activates Rising Rush. Okay. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. If you have a cover change unit, this will basically... Oh, it's its own sub count by 10. So you basically can switch him out, and you can immediately switch back into this guy after the fact. Oh, no. Basically, I guess. I mean, it's only when they activate Rising Rush, so... I mean, it's very situational. Restores own health by 20% only once when it reaches 0. Okay, so he's got Endurance. Or he's got a cover cut that's got Endurance. I don't know. This is really weird to read. Yeah, so this is all applies when he's changing cover. So... I don't know. That's really weird and extremely situational. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. And then applies the following effects to allies when this character is defeated. Gradually restores health each timer count for 60 counts. 30% of damage inflicted for minions. He's got Rowberry Buster. Plus 30% to special move damage inflicted for 3 counts. And then his green card, 20% of damage inflicted for 20. Gradually restores own health each timer count for 20 counts. So he can not only restore his own health on his green card, but he restores health on when he's defeated too, or to his allies. That's kind of crazy. He is a defense self healer. Pretty interesting. And then blast attack and defense for minion, Frieza Force, Frieza Saga. On to the main show, a pool. So a pool is pretty underwhelming, stat-wise. A pool, 228 strike attack, 235 blast attack, and 148, 156 defenses. Defenses are getting worse further we go down this list, same with attack. So it's take that as it will, as you will. Again, they're EX units, so I don't expect them to be super dumb, but yeah. Alright, so main ability, attack orders. Restores own ki by 50. 20% of damage inflicted by allies for 40 timer counts. Shortened allied Frieza Force substitution count by 5. That's not bad. You know, key gain. Ally buff for 40 counts is a long time. And then allied Frieza Force sub count by 5. That's pretty good. You basically cut out a sub count by half. So, not bad. Engage. Reduces damage received by 35% from battle start for 70 timer counts. Can't be cancelled. Applies the following effects to self when he enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 30. And then 70% of damage inflicted for 15 counts. There's that buff again. So, makes sense. I like the extra damage, the uncancelable damage cut for 70 counts. It's a long time. Assist. Applies the following effects to allies when this character is switched to standby. Restores ki by 20. 10% of damage inflicted by allied Frieza Force or Frieza Saga characters up to 3 times. And then 15% to allied minions critical rate. So, up to 3 times. So, you can gain a 30% buff and a 45% buff to everybody else in a pool squad. Not bad. It's not cancelable, but it's extra buffs. Can't complain about free buffs. Applies the following effects to allies when this character is defeated, though. 30% to special move, awakened, and ultimate damage inflicted. Cannot be canceled. So this guy is 100% meant to be run alongside the new LF Frieza, the EX Zenkai Ginyu. Like, you were supposed to run this guy with one of those two on Frieza Force. And that makes sense. I get that. I get that. Until we get more Frieza Force units, this is where I can kind of understand this mentality with this character. I get it. And then 30% of damage inflicted by tag minions cannot be canceled. So, pretty good. Apool's got a better kit than everybody else, but his stats are lackluster, which is fine. I can deal with a lackluster kit if his stats are like, if his kit's like this. So I get it. It's fine. I like this. Apool Flash, 15% of damage inflicted by allies for 10 counts. And then green card is 20% to blast damage inflicted for 15. 100% to own Riki recovery for 5 counts. That's not bad. And then he buffs strike and blast defense for minions, Frieza Force, and Frieza Saga. Last but not least, we got Orlin. Yellow Extreme melee type. And that's what I kind of figured. So 238 strike attack, 211 blast attack. Attacks are terrible. Defenses are a little better than Apool's. But, I mean, again, can't really expect too much out of extreme characters. The Fruits of Training main ability. Draw a special move arts card next. Restores own ki by 50. 50% to next special move damage inflicted. Alright. And then team applies the following effects to self when there are 3 battle members remaining when this character enters the battlefield. So restore ki by 20. 50% to strike damage inflicted. Increase arch draw speed by 1. And then it affects when he switches. So this is already pretty detrimental to the fact that you need to have 2 other allies alive at the time. So if there's ever a guy that you want to get sacked off first, Orlin is the guy you want to sack off first. Because if one of the other guys goes out and he's still alive, he's not getting this buff. So keep that in mind when running this character. And then Assault. Applies the following effects to self from battle start for 60 counts. 60% damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 20. And then -5 to strike arts cost. None of this is cancelable, which is good. And then when he is defeated, he gets a 50% strike damage inflicted buff to allies, and then 30% of damage inflicted for minions. Okay, yeah, this guy is definitely your sack-off character. You definitely want to kill him off first before anybody else on the team. And that's fine for this. I understand his low stats with this, considering that not only does he buff himself up like crazy, but he also gains decent stat buffs to his allies. So yeah, I'm all for this. This is pretty good. He's pretty good. Orlan Rush. Inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade plus 15% to strike damage received for 15 counts. And then green card is change own blast arts card to strike arts. 50% to next strike arts damage inflicted. And then he ends up buffing strike attack and defense for all 3 of those tags. Alright. Not bad units. They all do their own thing, and they all are pretty good. So in terms of summons, the only summons we have are the Legends Happy Summer banner. You can buy the Happy Bags in the shop, or everybody gets 1 multi for 1,000 Chrono Crystals, and you get guaranteed a Legends Limited character. I did mine, and mine was spectacular. Mine was I was able to get Purple Turles to 7 stars, which I was able to Zenkai Awaken. I was able to get LF Piccolo up to 7 stars because I pulled him twice. Up to 7 stars, and now I can do the Zenkai Awaken process with him. And I got LF Frieza at the end as well. So again, worthwhile for 1,000 crystals. You're guaranteed at least 1 Legends Limited unit. It's all sparking units, and it's a pretty good roster too. I mean, you got UI Goku, you got Full Power Broly, Majin Vegeta is pretty good. Super Saiyan God, or SS Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta is good. This Piccolo, I guess, is now good with regen since it's Zenkai. I mean, like most of these LFs are really, really good. And the backup banner is all right, I guess. Again, like you got some Zenkai characters you can get that are pretty good. You got the best unit, Pecan, in the banner as well. So, but yeah, no, I'd say everybody at least do the 1,000 Chrono Crystals. If you decide to do the Happy Bags, by all means, go ahead and do that. But definitely take advantage of this 1,000 CC one as well, because you can pull some good stuff. You can pull some good stuff from that. And then events. One thing that's not mentioned that I don't think I can pull up here is Hoi Poi coins are back. And you get 1,000 Chrono Crystals, I think, for using 400 Hoi Poi coins. So definitely take advantage of doing that. But in terms of events, we got Multi-Z Power Battle coming back. We got Yamcha's Home Run Derby coming back. So take advantage of doing this, because he usually gives a lot of his drop items. And then his exchange shop does a lot of stuff too. So make sure you get that. The Summer Raid event with Ultra Goku, with LF Frieza being a bonus character, so do that. This is still going on. Hyperdimensional Co-op Season 2. Or is this still going on? Oh, no, this is a raid. Okay, so this is a raid that's coming out soon. So make sure you guys are doing that when that comes out. Sizzling Summer Boot Camp. And the Ginyu event, for story event, is back. It's a revamp here. It's pretty easy, actually. You're definitely going to want to do this, because I think you get one of each of the characters for free on the first clear, and then they each have a bonus battle that you can do 5 times for free. They drop Hoi Poi coins, so make sure you guys do that. Bonus battle. That's bonus battle 5. Challenge battle, you just get a title. Nothing crazy. And then there's 6, 7, 8, and 9. So battles. Okay, so these are your farmable stages. You can farm up each of these characters here, and you get Hoi Poi coins from doing this. So make sure that you take your time with this event. There's no real rush. How long does the event last? The event lasts until the beginning of August. So you guys got about 2 weeks to get through this event. Go through and make sure you do all of that. Just take it step by step. Save up your energy and stuff if you need to, and wait to do a mass. Just wait to do a mass exodus of grinding at the end of this event. Do it like on the 3rd or something like that. But yep, that is really gonna do it for this one, guys. So thank you guys again so much for watching and hanging out. Let me know what you guys think of these characters down in the comments below. Like and subscribe again if you guys enjoy the Dragon Ball Legends content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.